Hey guys, it's time to talk about this week's episode of LFG. So here are some of my biggest takeaways from this week's episode of LFG. We finally got to see some new wrestlers in the ring. Well, at least some wrestlers we've seen before in some cutscenes, but finally we got them to get their shine. I want to start off by talking about Wwe Lfg. I thought she was pretty solid against Dani, and Dani was also suffering from some back injury. Didn't seem like it was too major, but she was a bit concerned about it. Both girls had a really good match, and Wwe Lfg has like this real fierce look to her. She's so strong, she's so muscular. And I gotta say, I really like her presentation. I think with more repetition, this girl could be someone to look out for. Another one we need to talk about was Elijah Holyfield. Now, you guys know he's Evander Holyfield's son. He went up against Anthony Luke, and let me tell you, this guy is the real deal. He has the physique, has the look, he has the full thing going on. But I feel like Anthony Luke, we need to talk about because he is able to elevate those he goes up against. And even at the very end, when it was time to present who was the best of the best, of course, his opponent was the one that was highlighted because Anthony Luke was able to do so. He was a bit upset that things didn't really go for him and it didn't sway his way this week. But that's okay because I feel like every week Anthony Luke is getting positive feedback, positive shine. So it was nice to see Elijah Holyfield get uplifted. He even showed some gratitude towards Anthony Luke, which was pretty cool. But can we talk about Serena Linton versus P Nasty? Serena was a bit sloppy in that ring, and I really hope that we see some improvement out of her. She hasn't had too much repetition in the ring from what I've seen, but she seriously needs to get it right next time because even Mickie James had to call her out about it. Like, it was a bit sloppy. P Nasty, though, you guys know she's one of my favorites, so I was happy to see her on this week's episode of LFG, hoping that we can see more out of these girls, and it would be nice to see them get a rematch in the future, and I hope it's more polished. So besides some of the wrestlers that we haven't seen getting some shine, finally getting some shine, this wasn't such an eventful episode of LFG, but next week you definitely have to tune in because Gunther is coming to the Performance Center, and let me tell you, based off of the preview, it looks like he even shares a few words against Jasper Troy and the Undertaker. Gunther is not playing no games, and I'm excited to see what he has to say. I'm glad he's gonna go to the PC next week because in the snippet in the preview that we saw, it looks like he told Jasper Troy, you're not really all that special. I've seen guys like you around many times, and I still don't see it with Jasper Troy. In my last video, some of you guys told me you see the it factor in him. Personally, I just don't see it. Who are some superstars so far in LFG that you feel like have the it factor? Because I already told you guys in the last video that I personally don't see it with Jasper Troy. Maybe it just hasn't really hit me just yet, but there are some superstars I do want to tell you about that so far have grabbed my attention. Anthony Luke, Shiloh Hill, Tyra May Steele. Dani isn't so bad either. I feel like there's a lot of potential with P Nasty. Some of the superstars I personally just haven't seen it with would be Jasper Troy, Tatiana Dumas. Just haven't really seen it with Serena just yet. So there are a few on my naughty list, on the other ones on my positive list. Let me know about you guys though. Drop it down in the comments. Who are some of the LFG superstars that you have been impressed with so far and who just really hasn't made the cut for you? Let me know. I'll be sure to check those out. This was a quick recap. We'll tune in back next week. Be sure to check out LFG on A&E next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know to catch up with the previews and the recaps here on the Miss T Media channel. Be sure to check out my main channel where we've been locking it down with some WWE 2K25 My Rise content. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the videos I got coming your way. And until next time, deuces.